Your senses are not fading stories. They are living systems that still respond to care. After 60, eyes and ears become more sensitive to light, sound, dryness, and fatigue. That sensitivity is not failure, it is feedback. This episode is a calm, practical guide to helping vision feel clearer and hearing feel easier without chasing extreme fixes. We will focus on everyday changes that add up: smarter light, friendlier sound, kinder schedules, and simple food that gives these hard-working organs what they need. Think of eyes and ears as two doorways for the world. The eyes welcome light and turn it into pictures. The ears welcome vibration and turn it into meaning. When the environment is harsh or the body is tired, both doorways start negotiating. Words get lost in restaurants. Letters blur at night. The goal is not to fight biology, but to support it so the work feels easy again. Small choices made consistently become a system that protects what matters most: your connection to people and to the details of daily life. Light is the language of the eye. Too little, and the world feels murky. Too much glare, and the muscles around the lens tense to protect you. Set up rooms so light falls from the side or from behind the shoulder rather than directly into the eyes. Task lamps at eye level make reading and cooking comfortable. At night, warm, softer light tells the brain that evening has arrived. You do not have to renovate your home. You have to aim the light kindly. Screens are another kind of light, brighter and closer than the sun. They are useful tools until they become your weather. When text is small and contrast is poor, the eyes squeeze and blink. Rate drops. Increase text size, choose high contrast, and raise the screen to eye level so the neck stays relaxed. Every 20 minutes, look away at something distant for a few breaths. That pause is not laziness, it is maintenance. Dryness is a quiet villain for comfort. Tears are not only salt water, they are a layered film that needs blinking to spread evenly. During reading and screen time, blinking slows. Practice a few deliberate slow blinks now and then, like closing a book gently and opening it again. If the air is dry, a small humidifier or simply moving away from a vent can make the day less scratchy. Sunlight needs respect and timing. Morning light wakes your clock and lifts mood, but midday glare can be harsh. Quality sunglasses that block ultraviolet light protect the lens and the delicate skin around the eyes. A brimmed hat adds shade without dimming the world too much. You are not avoiding the sun. You are shaping it so your eyes feel at home in it. Reading should feel like a pleasure, not a test of endurance. Place a lamp behind your shoulder, sit upright with the book at a comfortable distance, and choose print size that feels generous rather than brave. If glasses live in another room, keep a pair near each reading spot so friction stays low. Comfort invites more reading, and reading keeps attention flexible and joyful. Nutrition supports vision in quiet ways. Leafy greens, brightly colored vegetables, eggs, nuts, seeds, beans, and fish bring the pigments and fats that retinal cells use. Olive oil helps the body absorb those pigments. Berries add small protective compounds that travel everywhere. These are not exotic ingredients. They are normal foods, repeated often enough to matter. Hydration helps the tear film and the tiny vessels that feed the eye. Water first at meals and a glass within reach where you read is enough for many people. If plain water bores you, add citrus or a sprig of mint. Coffee and tea belong earlier in the day if they help, and sugary drinks do not serve clarity as well as you might hope. Sleep is eye care because the night is when tissues repair and when the brain files visual memories into a calmer catalog. Short, choppy sleep makes the next day's light feel harsher and the evening's text feel smaller. A consistent lights down time, dim lamps at night, and a cool, quiet bedroom make tomorrow's reading kinder. Hearing comfort begins with volume you can actually control. Daily life includes engines, fans, crowded rooms, and televisions that creep upward over the years. Reduce background noise first instead of cranking the volume. Close a door, move closer to the person speaking, or turn off competing sound. When you do raise volume, raise clarity instead by aiming speakers towards you rather than toward the room. Ear health is about hygiene without overdoing it. Ears are self-cleaning, and deep cleaning often creates the very problem it tries to solve. If you suspect wax buildup because sound is muffled or the ear feels full, ask a professional for a quick look. A simple, safe removal can feel like the world just turned the lights back on for your ears. Restaurants and family gatherings are noisy, but you can shape them. Sit with your back to a wall so sound arrives only from in front. Choose a seat near the person you most want to hear, and ask for slower speech rather than louder speech. Slowing gives the brain extra time to decode without making voices feel like a storm. Hearing and cognition are partners. When ears work too hard to decode words, the brain has less energy for memory and attention. Tools like modern hearing aids and room microphones are not admissions of defeat. They are energy savers. They return the brain's power to where you want it: thinking, laughing, connecting. Motion helps ears too because the balance system lives nearby. A steady walking habit and a few moments of gentle head turns during the day keep inner ear signals confident. If sudden changes make you dizzy, move slower rather than stopping altogether. Build confidence in safe spaces and let that confidence travel with you. Medication timing influences both vision and hearing comfort. Some drugs, dry eyes or ring in the ears. Others make you drowsy and more sensitive to light or sound. If a new symptom arrived when a new pill did, write that down and ask your clinician about timing or alternatives. Never change prescriptions on your own. Partnership keeps the plan safe. Blood pressure and blood sugar influence small vessels and nerves everywhere, including in the eye and ear. The same routine that helps your heart: steady meals, gentle movement most days, stress turned down, earlier nights, supports seeing and hearing across the years. Health is one story written in many chapters. Glasses and lenses are tools worth fitting well. An updated prescription removes constant squinting from your day and lets posture relax. Blue-tinted filters are optional. What matters most is contrast, size, and distance that feel friendly. A quick fit check prevents months of quiet strain. Headaches often come from small mismatches between light, posture, and focus time. Raise the screen, brighten the page, and take short breaks that include a few slow breaths and a distant gaze. If headaches persist, bring notes to a visit. When they happen, what you are doing, how long they last, and what helps. Patterns jump out when you record them. Music is a tool for hearing comfort. Moderate volume and good speakers or headphones that fit well allow clarity without shouting. If you use earbuds, give ears rest and choose designs that seal comfortably at lower volumes. The goal is to enjoy sound without making tomorrow ring. Social time protects hearing and vision in a quiet way. Conversations train ears to follow speech in real settings, and faces give the brain extra cues it loves. Reading, puzzles, and crafts train eyes gently and keep attention flexible. Learning and connection are not chores. They are the nourishment that senses respond to. Walks double as sensory training. Light scatters differently under trees than on sidewalks. Sounds carry differently near water than along a street. Let the environment be variety you do not have to design. A short stroll resets both systems when indoor hours have turned flat. If night driving feels tense, change the ingredients. Leave earlier while there is still light. Keep windshields and glasses clean. Choose routes with better street lighting, and sit a little higher if you can so headlights glare less. No single change fixes everything. A few small ones together change the feeling of the road. If conversations on the phone are tiring, use speaker mode or a headset so posture stays tall and shoulders relax. If video calls feel overwhelming, reduce background brightness behind the other person and ask them to face a window. Clear faces are easier for the brain to follow than silhouettes. Hobbies can be redesigned to spare eyes and ears. Place craft tables near windows. Use lamps with warm, even light. Take frequent micro breaks to look across the room and roll the shoulders. If you play music, protect ears with musicians' filters that lower volume without muting joy. Longevity in a hobby is the prize. Comfort is how you win it. Nutrition returns because it touches everything. A typical day that serves eyes and ears is simple. Oats with walnuts and berries for breakfast, a large salad with beans, olive oil and lemon for lunch, and roasted vegetables with fish or tofu and barley for dinner. This pattern supports circulation, calms background irritation, and gives sensory cells steady fuel. Hydration returns because dryness returns. A glass in the morning, water with meals, and sips between tasks keep secretions friendly and energy steady. If bathroom trips become frequent at night, ease up on evening fluids while keeping daytime generous. You are learning your own best rhythm. Breathing pairs with visual breaks. Close your eyes gently. Inhale through the nose for 4 seconds and exhale through the mouth for 6. When you open your eyes, look at something distant. The combination resets muscles around the lens and lowers the hum in the nervous system. Clarity likes calm. If you wear hearing devices, treat them like glasses, tools you use because they make life easier. Keep batteries or chargers ready, clean them as instructed, and check fit if your ears feel tender. Modern devices are smart enough to adapt to rooms. Your job is to show up to life with them on. If you do not wear devices, but notice you avoid certain rooms or ask for repeats often, consider a hearing check. The goal is not to label you. It is to measure the problem so the solution fits. You would not drive at night with the headlights off by choice. The same applies here. Vision checks deserve a rhythm too. An updated prescription, a quick look at pressure inside the eye, and a view of the retina give you and your clinician a baseline. When small changes appear, you catch them early and adjust. Baselines make future decisions kinder. Stress raises the volume on everything. Crowds feel louder, light feels harsher, and patience gets thin. Install small breaks you can tap all day. 2 long exhales, a door open to fresh air, a short walk, a glass of water, a minute with eyes closed. No single break fixes a stressful day, but each lowers the hum enough to keep you present. Posture returns because posture is the frame that holds both systems steady. Lift the back of your head gently. Let ribs float over the pelvis. Soften the shoulders and breathe longer out than in. Screens meet eyes instead of eyes meeting screens. That single change can remove a surprising number of headaches and neck aches. If you live with allergies, managing them supports both eyes and ears. Less irritation means less rubbing, and less rubbing means fewer flare-ups. Rinse eyewear, wash hands often, and shower after dusty tasks or gardening. Tiny habits protect delicate tissues better than a cabinet full of drops used late. Home design makes comfort automatic. Keep lamps where you actually sit. Add a small lamp to the hallway for night trips. Tidy cables and remove shiny glare from the television area. If you often knit, read, or do puzzles in the evening, put a basket there with a magnifier, tissues, and eye drops if you use them. A friendly corner becomes a habit magnet. Sound environments are adjustable on purpose. Carpets and curtains soften echoes. Turning plates or speakers a quarter turn can change the way voices land. Choose one change each week rather than a weekend project. You are teaching your rooms to cooperate. If tinnitus visits, that steady ring or hum, reduce background silence rather than chasing louder TV. Soft, neutral sound under the ring gives the brain something else to attend to. Sleep improves when nights include a little sound rather than a loud inner concert. If tinnitus is new or one-sided, ask for a check to rule out simple causes like wax. Eye strain can masquerade as boredom. When focus gets slippery, change distance and change task for a few minutes. Stand, roll the shoulders, drink water, and return to a different kind of reading or a different room. Variation keeps effort from turning into friction. When driving, set mirrors to reduce blind spots, clean glass inside and out, and rest hands light on the wheel. If oncoming headlights feel fierce, slow gently before turns and keep the windshield fluid fresh. The goal is clear routes and calm choices, not proving anything. Travel can be friendlier than you think. Pack glasses, spare readers, hearing aid supplies, and a small bottle of artificial tears if you use them. Choose seats away from engine noise when possible and bring simple ear protection for loud moments. A short walk after flights sets both systems back to normal. Morning routines set the tone for comfort. Open a curtain for light, sip water, blink deliberately a few times, and take a short walk. Your senses wake like the rest of you does. Faster when the script is familiar. Evening routines complete the loop. Dim lights, let screens sleep in another room, and leave a small nightlight where you walk. Your brain learns that night is for quiet processing, and your eyes and ears thank you with calmer mornings. If a room feels harsh, it probably is. Turn down the television and add captions. Turn on a lamp and turn off glare. Move a chair a few feet. Small environmental edits feel like new glasses and better ears without buying anything. If you care for someone else, protect a tiny routine for your own senses. A walk around the block after lunch, a glass of water before afternoon calls, and a brief quiet corner in the evening are not luxuries. They are the reason your patience and attention will still be available tomorrow. Emotion changes how the world sounds and looks. On anxious days, light feels colder and voices feel sharper. Slow the exhale, take a short walk, and choose a warm lamp. The world softens when your nervous system does. Budget and comfort cooperate. The most important tools are good positioning, thoughtful light, and simple protection from harsh noise and sun. Store brand olive oil, leafy greens, beans, eggs, yogurt, and frozen vegetables fuel the cells that do the work. Consistency, not price, is what the body recognizes. If numbers help you, keep a short card with notes about light, sound, and comfort. Circle days that felt good and repeat what you did. If you dislike tracking, let routine be your memory. Put the lamp where you sit, the water where you reach, the glasses where you read, and the ear protection with the keys. If you like music, treat it like seasoning. Use it to set a walking rhythm or to make chores flow, and let silence return afterward so ears rest. Your senses love contrast. They learn from it and recover because of it. Faces carry a lot of information. Sit where you can see mouths in conversation. Ask people to reduce background noise before repeating themselves. Clear faces and calmer rooms are not special favors. They are small acts that make connection easier for everyone. If you enjoy cooking, set up the counter with a cutting board that contrasts with what you are slicing, a lamp that shows color accurately, and a radio at a low, steady volume. Cooking then trains both systems gently while feeding the rest of your plan. If you do not enjoy cooking, assemble rather than cook. Washed greens, canned beans, cherry tomatoes, olives, whole grain bread, olive oil, and lemon become dinner in minutes. Add yogurt with fruit for dessert. The simpler the kitchen, the more often it appears in your week. Outdoor time is not only about steps, it is about horizons. Looking far relaxes the muscles that pull focus too tightly all day. Listening to wind, birds, and distant traffic retrains your ears to sort sounds without strain. Nature's settings are gyms for senses. Red flags deserve respect. Sudden vision changes, flashes of light, a curtain over part of the visual field, sudden hearing loss, severe ear pain, or dizziness that arrives like a storm ask for timely care. Everyday habits are powerful, and professional help exists for moments that should not be handled at home. Most days will not be about emergencies. They will be about ordinary victories, a page that feels easier to read, a conversation that feels less tiring, a walk where the world sounds friendly. These are the signs that your routine is doing the quiet work you asked it to do. Over months, progress looks like comfort that arrives earlier in the day and stays later. Eyes feel less scratchy by afternoon. Words land on the first try more often. Rooms need fewer adjustments to feel welcoming. The steps you took today get recorded as tomorrow's normal. The strongest plan is the boring one that repeats. Morning light and water, screens that meet your eyes, lamps where you sit, music at a moderate volume, walks that fit the day, vegetables, beans, fish or tofu, olive oil and fruit. Dim evenings and a cool bedroom. None of this is glamorous, which is why it works for years. Finally, remember why you are doing this. Clearer seeing and easier hearing are not academic goals. They are how you recognize your grandchild's face across a room, how you follow a joke without missing the middle, how you read a letter slowly and feel the writer in the words. Care is not a burden. It is a love letter to future days you want to enjoy. Imagine a morning that begins without hurry. You open the curtain, sip water, blink slowly a few times, and let daylight set the pace. You read a page with a lamp behind your shoulder and take a short walk. The world feels crisp not because anything dramatic happened, but because the day started with signals your senses understand. Picture a grocery trip tuned for comfort. You read labels easily because you chose bigger text on your phone and brighter light above the cart. You stand where the aisle is quietest to ask a question. You return home with simple foods that taste good and help everything else work: greens, beans, eggs, yogurt, olive oil, herbs, and fruit. Consider a rainy afternoon when screens would normally swallow hours. You set a timer for 20 minutes, look out the window when it rings, breathe slowly, and stretch your neck before continuing. The habit becomes a rhythm, and the rhythm becomes the reason your head does not ache by evening. Think about a dinner out with friends. You arrive a little early and choose a seat with your back to a wall. You angle a lamp so faces are lit and ask for music to be a notch lower if the room is flexible. Voices feel close and stories are easy to follow. You leave full of both food and connection. There will be days when light feels sharp and rooms feel loud for no clear reason. On those days, you make micro edits: warmer lamp, softer voice, slower pace, shorter screen time. The day does not become perfect, but it becomes manageable, and that is the victory that keeps tomorrow on track. If travel calls, you pack deliberately: glasses, readers, hearing aid supplies, eye drops if you use them, a hat, and sunglasses. You choose a window seat for light or an aisle for ease, and you walk the terminal for 10 quiet minutes before boarding. You land with senses that still feel like yours. When you help others, you show them the same kindness you are learning to show yourself. You lower the television by a notch and turn on captions. You make sure lamps welcome eyes at the dinner table. You keep conversations one at a time. You are building a culture of ease that helps everyone in the room. On generous days, you add small challenges: a longer walk, a new route with different sounds, a book with richer language, a song that asks your ears to notice a bass line. On stubborn days, you protect the anchors and call it success. Routines respect averages, not single performances. As months pass, you notice how much less you argue with your environment. You carry light with you in the form of a lamp, a hat, or the habit of opening curtains. You carry sound with you in the form of a playlist that matches your mood or the confidence to ask for quieter. You are not at the mercy of rooms anymore. Rooms are choices you shape. When you feel a win, give it a small celebration: a call to someone you enjoy, a new spice for the kitchen, a star on a calendar. Brains remember successes when you mark them, and remembered successes make the next habit easier to keep.